No applause. You didn't like it, so okay. Thank you, thank you. So the second part is a bit more complex, but funnier in my opinion. Ansible is boring because it's here for a long time, and we all know to do well. Maybe not all, but it's easy to start with Ansible. What's not easy is to directly interact with the Suse Manager API, but doing a bit more than just interacting. So here, as I mentioned earlier, it will be a chatbot. I'm leveraging an open source solution which is HiveMind. So it's basically a bus that is listening for message, and I'm sending this bus to another open source project which is OpenVoice. And basically, it's taking an intent. So I'm asking something. This is an intent, and based on this intent, a skill will be triggered. So. No. Here. So this is a web chat UI, and I need to see. I think this is this one, and that. And so I'm connected to the web chat. So now I can ask to the web chat to do some stuff, to ask some question to Suse Manager by leveraging the API. So basically, the web chat will send a message, and then the skill will be triggered, and based on the intent, it will perform some HTTP requests to Suse Manager. So here, for example, we know that we have some systems that are vulnerable. So by some, I mean 2. And but let's say I don't have access to the UI. So do I have vulnerable hosts? And automatically it gives me an output like, hey, yes, you have two vulnerable hosts. So do I want to list them? Yeah, sure. So this is the 2 register nodes that got vulnerabilities. So for example, if I'm asking how many CVs on the staging one here, I got 72 vulnerabilities, which is bad. So just to making sure that it's not lying to us, we can just check on the staging nodes, and we can see that we have 72 critical patches or CVs, basically, that are actually running in there. So if I'm asking, like if I'm saying, for example, patch this node. So if I want to patch it, send. So do I really want to patch it? It's staging. If it's breaking, it's okay. It's just the QA, so it's not production. No, okay. I know. But this is not production, so that's fine. There is just 10 people doing nothing because everything is broken, but this is not production. Basically, it triggered a patching. So how can I check that? It triggered a patching on the staging nodes. So if I'm going on the event, I can see that I have a package upgrade install that is triggered for now, actually. So I don't know how long it will take for Suse Manager to pick up this and moving from pending. So we have a minute to wait with an awkward silence. So. Hey, you're doing pretty well. Oh no. So what's going on? The action was not executed because the early action. Yeah.
Something's wrong with your timing.
Yeah, and that's fine. This is a demo, so this is why it doesn't work. And I can't say it's fine because I know. So yeah, usually what happens, it's basically the patching will be triggered and picked up by the salt minion. And when everything goes well, so not today apparently, I will have zero patches available, 0 packages available, but I will still have to reboot because I'm not using the live patching in there. But yeah, this is basically what should have happened if everything would have been okay. Sure. It says you don't know how to use Suse Manager because you are only here for the past 6 months. I'm told you, I'm just here to pretend. So.
This action will be executed after 6:17 a.m. Or yeah, that is back.
Yeah, I think I just fucked up the filter. So yeah, no, it's on me. So.
You could just click that reschedule button and get it done. Right.
Yeah, but it's cheating. So. I know, and I can say that it's part of the demo to show that even when an action failed, you can do that very quickly through the UI because it's very user friendly, etc. But yeah. So I mentioned earlier that this part will be a bit more complicated. So here we are in a VS Code, so it's like, oh crap, it's going to be a bit more complicated. That's what it was supposed to do. So compared to the previous script that I showed during the presentation, it's a bit more complicated. I'm using classes with decorator, with some methods, etc. Again, that might be complicated for someone like me. For a very good Python developer, he's going to laugh at me, and that's fine. And again, if you are a big Python developer, please don't hate me. It's me doing Python scripts, Python coding. But again, it's very simple. So when I asked to the chatbot, like, do I have vulnerable systems or hosts or assets? This is basically the code that has been triggered to perform this action. So again, very basic, but I'm basically getting all the register nodes, and I'm looping around all these nodes, and I'm checking for example for the security advisory type of current errata. So which means that because I had 72 CVs, I got few results, and these results basically have been returned from who? From here. And this is how they appeared within the chatbots. So it's a bit more complicated. This is just to demonstrate that you can do way more complex than the previous script that I show you. And basically the limit will be you and your coding skills. So this is not my issue anymore. And I think should be kind of done. Yeah, so I had the thoughts, but I spoke too much, and I already shared the thoughts that I have about you should not be afraid about doing the automation very more often than usually you do. It could be, every day. It could be every week. It could be multiple times a day, because you don't have to only be registered to your, SLE repo. You could have your own repository, and you build new packages every day, and you want to update all these packages at each release. And you should not be afraid to do that, as long as you have automation to do the testing. And I think I'm done. Yeah. Thank you. Questions? Please, no. No?
Do you have any plans to develop an Ansible collection?
Not officially, I guess, but this is kind of a side project that I would like to have. So me trying to build some modules, and what's lacking maybe it's a Suma SDK as well. Because if you want to just do the minimum within the Ansible module, what will be the best is to have already an SDK available for Suse Manager and leverage this SDK directly within the Ansible module. So I don't think it's part of the roadmap, but for sure it's a great idea. And yeah, I might try to build some module and maybe some collection, but on my time. So, okay, but if you want to do it and share with us,
there is already a collection out there.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it yours?
No, it's not mine. It's from,
You can claim it. They are not there. So.
but I contributed already to that. So.
And how is it working?
Good, pretty good.
Cool. That's good to know. Thanks.
Thank you.
I had a few issues when using the API that.
This is not a question for me, so sorry. No, go ahead.
No, but there was a few variables, and it was in the documentation. It said, pass these two variables. I tried passing them as different, string, integer, whatever. It still came back and said it failed.
Yeah.
But I had very little information, and I had nowhere to look to figure out what it was actually looking for. Is there a place that I can go to look and see the API side to see what it actually is expecting?
So I got an issue like that with the date, because it says, hey, you need to use the date in this format.
Exactly.
And I did it, and it didn't work. And I was like, what? No.
Yeah.
So I was banging my head to understand basically what was the format. And the only way for me to find a solution was to go on the UUnai GitHub repo and check for the endpoint and the issues as well when someone had the same issue I had. So I was lucky.
Okay.
Hi, I am the Suma guy. I'm the person responsible for the team behind.
Thank you.
Suma. No, really, I really appreciate this feedback. Like, look, we need to improve the API, we need to improve the documentation, we need to improve, but we need to get that registered in some way, whether it is a service request or it is a bug. Please open it.
Yeah.
Okay, we are trying to do our best to improve in there. The documentation team is already going through a lot of effort to improve that. And one of the gaps that we know we have and we are working on, we will be working on especially for the next 5.1 release, is in the API documentation. So apologies for all the inconvenience caused with the API so far.
No,
I'm
that's
looking
okay.
forward to improvement.
I just had one issue with all of that, and I was pretty new to that. And basically, I have been onboarded with the official documentation, and this is the only issue I had. So I think it's not too bad. So good job.
Good. Happy to know. So now keep using Suse Manager, enjoy it, and happy to receive your feedback.
Thank you.